Alright, hey guys, so today there was a new Humble bundle. It was the Humble Bandai Namco bundle number 3, and there's actually some really good games in this bundle. I'm just going to go through each tier. The first tier is just $1. It includes Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, Pac-Man Championship Edition DX, and Impact Winter. I would definitely suggest picking up the $1 tier for Enslaved. Enslaved is a AAA action adventure game that has over 10 hours worth of content. I played through it a couple years ago and I really enjoyed it. It has some fantastic environments, a great combat system, and a pretty good story as well, alongside some good characters. So Enslaved is kind of a hidden gem that I would recommend to everyone to try out. Pac-Man Championship Edition DX is of course Pac-Man, the classic arcade game, although this one is more modernized and there's a whole bunch of unique game modes and such. You don't get the classic Pac-Man, which is kind of disappointing. So if you're looking for a different type of spin on the Pac-Man game itself, you might enjoy the Championship Edition. Although if you're looking for the classic experience, I wouldn't suggest playing the Championship Edition one. And then there's Impact Winter. This is it's like a post-apocalyptic like survival adventure type game where you are the lead of a group who's trying to survive for 30 days, I believe, until help arrives in sort of a Arctic winter environment. Looks rather interesting, although it does have mixed reviews on Steam, only 40% positive, so it's probably not the best. Now moving on to the second tier, which is at $9.33. I'm not sure why, but a lot of the recent Humble bundles have had a very expensive second tier. I'm used to seeing them more around the $4 or $5 range, but lately it's been more around $10. But you're getting some good games here. You're getting Little Nightmares, 1111 Memories Retold, Get Even, and Project Cars. So Little Nightmares is a charming yet atmospherically creepy 2D puzzle game similar to the likes of Limbo or Inside. It's very enjoyable if you like thought-provoking puzzle games with engaging environments. Then there's 1111 Memories Retold, which is an emotional narrative adventure telling the stories of two soldiers on both sides of the front during World War I. It has some great voice acting, a good soundtrack, and a very heartfelt story. And then Get Even is a psychological horror action game with some first-person shooter elements to it. It looks incredibly interesting just based off the trailer alone, so I might have to try that one out, although it does have mixed reviews. And then there's Project Cars. Project Cars has been bundled quite a few times at this point, but I think it's a fantastic racing sim with a large variety of tracks, realistic driving mechanics, beautiful graphics, and it also supports virtual reality, so if you have a virtual reality headset, it's pretty fun to race along inside the first-person view of the cars. There's a third tier at $15, which includes God Eater 2 Rage Burst and Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. God Eater 2 Rage Burst is a hack-and-slash action game similar to the Monster Hunter games. You partake on various missions and arenas, fighting various monsters. You can also play this online in co-op, which I find to be recommendable. I tried playing this alone and found the game to be a little bit repetitive and really lacks a story, so it can get repetitive if you're not used to these style of games. And then Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet is kind of similar in a sense. It's another anime action RPG that you can play online, but it's a third-person shooter. But again, I just feel like these type of games can be a little bit repetitive if you play it alone. It has a very linear campaign, but if you're able to play online with friends, I definitely recommend doing that. But it does have some fan service to fans of the anime. I know Sword Art Online is a very popular anime series. And then there's one final tier at $25, so there's a $10 jump between the third tier and the fourth tier. You're basically paying $10 for Tekken 7, but Tekken 7 is one of my favorite fighting game series. I used to play Tekken 2 and Tekken 3 when I was younger and had an absolute blast with those. I do have Tekken 7 as well, and I played quite a bit of it. It's very enjoyable. It's very easy to pick up and play. You don't have to learn all the combos like you do in Street Fighter. It's not nearly as difficult to pull off some of those combos. Tekken 7 has a big roster of characters. They're all very enjoyable to play. There's also like a single player campaign type deal if you're looking for some more backstory behind the characters and so forth. But overall, it's just a really fun fighting game, especially if you have someone to play with. It can lead to quite a few hours of fun if you are a fan of fighting games. So I highly recommend Tekken 7, although I will say it is quite pricey in this bundle. It's a $10 jump, so just keep that in mind. If it's not for you, if you're not into fighting games, you probably shouldn't get the final tier. So that's pretty much it for this bundle. Let me know what you guys think of it. I definitely recommend picking up the first first tier for just $1. I think that's obviously the best deal here. But if you are willing to spend a little bit more, you can get the second and third tier for a rather low price, and you're getting some quite expensive games. Some of them were bundled in the monthlies in the past, like Project Cars, and I believe Little Nightmares was given out at some point as well. And also God Eater 2 was given out in a Humble Monthly as well. So yeah, fairly interesting bundle, quite pricey, although the first tier for Enslaved is certainly worthwhile. I highly recommend you guys pick up the first tier for that game if you're into like AAA action adventure type games. So now, like always, if you guys want to help support me and this channel, you can use my referral link in the description below before you decide to purchase the bundle. You can scroll down to the bottom of the page and you can split your purchase between me, Humble Bundle, charity, or the developers. So if you wanted to, you can send me your entire purchase and I just take it as a donation. And I really appreciate anyone who decides to donate to me by using my referral links. It helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it. Alongside that, the Humble Monthly is coming out on Friday. So this is your last chance to subscribe to the Humble Monthly if you're interested in Northgard, Mutant Year Zero, Absolver Downfall, or Minute. I highly recommend Mutant Year Zero if you're a fan of XCOM. This game is absolutely fantastic, very similar in terms of gameplay. But yeah, you have until Friday to pick this one up, and you can also use my referral link if you are deciding to become a Humble Monthly subscriber. It's $12 a month, and you get access to a random, basically like a loot crate of games each month. You also get access to the Humble Trove, which gives you 60 plus DRM free games. You also get 10% off the Humble Store. So a lot of good perks, and I always think the Humble Monthly is worthwhile. Also, one last thing, the Bundle Blast event on Fanatical is still going on. There is a ton of game bundles on the Fanatical website. I encourage you guys to go through them and see if you can't find anything you might enjoy. There's a lot of $1 game bundles, so you can literally pick up dozens of games for just a couple dollars, which I think is absolutely fantastic. There's some good quality games here as well. There's a couple bundles that have even AAA games in them. So I highly recommend you guys check out the Fanatical bundles. And again, there'll be a link in the description below. And I think I get like 10% off whatever you decide to purchase. But there's a lot of great stuff on Fanatical. So that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. And I hope you guys pick up the $1 tier in the Bandai Namco bundle. And I look forward to making a video on Friday covering the Humble Monthly. So thanks again and have a nice day.